Yo, what up YouTube? This is your boy Liger, one half of Nintendo Duo, of course. And this is the second video in What the F. I saw a couple videos, and this is a topic that's bubbling to me, and I had a conversation with a person, from one of the videos I have, my console war videos, and seeing how people are, like gamers, really idiotic in certain things. And that's the part that killed me. The new gamers now, they're impatient. They just gotta have everything new, and basically I'm talking about the drought. I saw a video, somebody said, hey, there's a drought for a Nintendo console. Hey, there's a drought for this console. And the thing that always kills me with this stuff is every console, every single last one console out there, from Nintendo to Xbox to PlayStation, from the NES to the new Generation 8, they all have droughts. Every one of them has droughts. The first year always takes long. And you know what? Here you go. Here's my prediction that I don't understand why people don't see this. Generation 9, there's gonna be a drought the first year for all three consoles, for all three companies. There always is. There's gonna be. They might have 1-2 big hits, and they're gonna be just a drought. PlayStation went through it. PlayStation 4 went through it. Xbox One went through it. Nintendo went through it. Every one of them went through it. Because your cup of tea is not, remember, you are one person. Let's look at this. Right now, Nintendo has, Wii U has about 9 million sold worldwide. You're 1 out of 9 million. Not every game is gonna go towards you. Same, look at PlayStation 4. It's gonna be 19 million. You're 1 out of 19 million. Not every game is gonna talk to you. So why do that? Why come on YouTube and bitch about the drought? It's gonna happen. That's why I always say, play your games, because there are many ways to get video games on each console. PlayStation has the PlayStation Now, so you can get a lot of indie games. Take a shot at indie games, because there are not many AAA games coming from the Sony studio. First party and third parties hit or miss there and there. Remember, Assassin's Creed got messed up. Watch Dogs got deflated. Destiny, a lot of people liked it. That's good. That's your cup of tea. You play it. Tetris, they messed up Tetris on a PlayStation 4 console. But y'all got Guacamelee. Y'all got all kind of these indie games. Find a couple indie games. They're cheap, and some of them are really fun. Unless you're a graphics whore, which I would say, why play video games? That's what you should do. Xbox One, the same thing. Nintendo, the same thing. As for the fans out there who are Nintendo, hey, Nintendo has 2 consoles. They have a 3DS and they have a Wii U. If you bought a Wii U, yes, there's a drought. Again, if you don't like Kirby coming out right now, then there's a drought. I agree with you. But you guys beware, you know that's the structure of their thing. They have 2 consoles to support. Third-party publishers, I always going to say that, not developers, publishers, don't want to put their games on the Nintendo console. So that's been happening since Generation 6. You should know that if you bought the console. And if you don't like handhelds, then you don't want to buy a 3DS. 3DS has a lot of third-party support. But let's look at it right now. Right now, there's a drought, because the next set of big known game is coming out February the 13th, because of the XL and everything else, the new 3DS. But again, they got indie games that you could check out. Shantae the Pirate's Curse. Again, Shovel Knight if you can pick it up. All kind of good games. But again, it's all on to preference. But again, it's funny, because if a lot of people come out and say, hey, don't buy that bread. That bread is bad. And you ignore warning. And then of course you buy the bread and you say, man, this bread sucks. Who is the person at fault? It ain't the baker. It ain't the people who made the warning to you. It's you. So if you don't want to get egg on your face or look stupid, don't do something that don't make sense to other people. Majority of people would think, if you break it down logically like that, they were like, that makes no sense. Huh. But again, every console has a drought. They're gonna have a drought. As I pointed out again, the 9th generation, when it comes up, it's gonna be a drought. And then of the 8th generation, there's gonna be a drought. There's always gonna be a drought, because your preference is different. Okay? Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft do not come to your house, put a gun to your face and say, buy the console. You have the power. You bought the console. Okay? I don't know why people can't see that. And if you say something stupid, you're going to get a lot of stupid reactions. Just what it is. Okay? But again, there are other ways to get video games. You got backlogs. As next thing that comes to game journalism, which I don't like, is their job is to play video games. So when I hear them say, "Oh, there's a drought for Sony's console," or there's a drought for Xbox One, when there's a lot of games out there, that's their job. If you had to do that for your job every day, it's gonna be a drought. But that drought doesn't represent millions of people who bought the console, because ain't no way. I mean, I have a busy schedule. Like I said, I run a company, I have a 9-to-5 job, and come home, I play maybe 2-3 hours of games, if at the most. And I know I ain't playing every single good game on my console of choice. So you know what? You ain't played every single game out there that's good. If you have a preference, and it's a small preference, well, that's your opinion. I relax with that. I can't say nothing about that one. But you ain't played every good game on your console. Alright? So, again, there's always going to be a drought. Everything is always going to go that way. Find ways to play games and just enjoy them. That's all this gaming community needs. That's why when I'm looking at this video, I'm like, WTF, man. They're playing the good games. Go out there and find them. If you got a PC and you buy Nintendo's console, then when Nintendo come out with a game that you like, you'll be happy. But for other words, play in your PC games and play all the games you want. If you bought an Xbox One and a Sony PlayStation 4, if you bought those and those are your main consoles, hey, I'm not gonna never bash them, because you know what? You bought them. That's your purchase. That's your money. That's what you did. That's good. But when you bought a next console and they argue what the next console is, even though you already know the structure of it, come on. I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation 4 and then come on and say, "Oh man, PlayStation 4 sucks because it don't have the games I want." They don't have a lot of platformers. They don't have a lot of inventive games that I see that the Nintendo console have. They don't. But you know what? I won't bash it, because that's not my preference, and I ain't bought the console. Very simple. But you know what? I mean, again, I hope people understand that. Again, it's always going to be a drought. There's never going to be any of droughts. Everybody has a preference, and every company does not come to your house and say, "Hey, John Smith, what games do you want me to make for you?" Because they got millions of customers they have to support. And everybody, you can't please everybody all the time. That's never going to happen. Never will happen. So when it comes to gaming, as I always say, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply play them games, man. Just play them games.